Some plants are more than just bad choices, they're disasters waiting to happen. You think you're planting beauty, shade, or fragrance, but what you're really doing is inviting destruction straight into your yard. These plants don't politely stay where you put them. They spread, they strangle, they change everything until your garden becomes unrecognizable. And the worst part? Once they're established, getting rid of them is almost impossible. Number 3 is so dangerous that even a single leaf can make your garden unsafe. Let's expose the truth about 5 plants you should never grow in your garden.
1. Bamboo, running varieties. At first glance, bamboo seems like the perfect solution. A fast-growing exotic plant that provides privacy, shade, and even a stylish zen look. But what most gardeners don't realize is that running bamboo is one of the most invasive plants you can possibly introduce into your soil. It spreads underground through aggressive root systems called rhizomes. These rhizomes don't respect boundaries. They'll shoot under fences, through garden beds, beneath patios, even under sidewalks. In a single growing season, shoots can pop up dozens of feet away from the original planting spot. What began as a decorative corner plant suddenly appears in the middle of your lawn, strangling your flower beds and cracking through paving stones. Once established, bamboo becomes a relentless invader. Cutting it down doesn't help. In fact, it makes the plant fight back harder, sprouting even more vigorously from its underground network. Even professional landscapers often struggle to remove it, needing repeated digging, root barriers, even heavy machinery. Many gardeners describe the experience the same way. What starts as a beautiful privacy hedge turns into a war with roots, and it's a war you almost never win. Running bamboo will own your soil for decades, choking out everything else you try to grow. 2. English ivy. English ivy is another wolf in sheep's clothing. It looks romantic, like something out of an old English castle, gently climbing up walls and covering bare soil with a lush green carpet. But behind that charm lies one of the most destructive forces in any garden. Ivy grows fast, frighteningly fast. It clings tightly to anything in its path, wrapping around trees until they weaken and collapse under the suffocating weight. It spreads across flower beds, blocking out sunlight and stealing every drop of nutrients from the soil, slowly starving the plants you actually care about. And the danger doesn't stop there. Those dense mats of ivy create a perfect hiding place for pests, rats, mice, insects, even snakes. Your garden, once a sanctuary, can quickly become a fortress for vermin. When ivy climbs buildings, the damage is catastrophic. Its tiny rootlets burrow into wood, mortar, brick. Over time, it rips apart walls, gutters, and siding, leaving you with thousands of dollars in repairs. And don't think you can simply pull it off. Ivy clings so tightly that removal often tears away chunks of your walls with it. Gardeners who've faced an ivy infestation say the same thing. Once it takes hold, you'll spend years battling it, and every season you wait makes the fight even harder. What looks like a cheap ground cover is, in reality, a long-term liability that drains your time, your money, and your garden's life. 3. Oleander. Oleander is perhaps the most deceptive plant of all. With its beautiful pink, white, or red blossoms, it looks like the perfect ornamental shrub. It's drought-tolerant, easy to grow, thrives in poor soil, but behind that beauty is a serious risk. Every part of it is dangerous. The leaves, the flowers, the stems, even the sap, all contain strong natural chemicals. A single leaf, if eaten by a dog, a cat, or even a curious child, can cause serious problems. Touch the plant and then rub your eyes. Irritation. Burn its branches. And the smoke itself is something you never want to breathe. Stories abound of pets collapsing after chewing a fallen branch. Gardeners report skin rashes and eye burns after pruning without gloves. Even livestock have been harmed by accidentally eating the leaves. This is not just an ornamental shrub. It is a hidden hazard waiting for the first mistake. Families with children and pets are taking a huge risk if they plant oleander. It may look like beauty, but in truth, it's a source of constant worry. 4. Foxglove. Foxgloves are breathtaking. Their tall spires of bell-shaped flowers look like something from a storybook. But those elegant blooms hide a powerful truth. Foxgloves contain natural compounds that directly affect the heart. Throughout history, foxgloves were both medicine and danger. Doctors once extracted digitalis to treat heart failure, but in the garden, an accidental dose can cause real harm. Every part of the plant is unsafe. Leaves, flowers, seeds, roots, even small amounts can cause dizziness, nausea, irregular heartbeat, and the danger doesn't end there. Foxgloves are sneaky. They self-seed, scattering across your garden. You may think you removed them, only to find new plants sprouting up months later in corners you never expected. For families with children or pets, foxgloves are a constant risk. A child might mistake their leaves for something edible. A pet might chew on a stalk. What begins as a stunning display of flowers quickly transforms into a source of anxiety. 5. Mint in open soil. Mint is one of the most beloved herbs in the kitchen, but in the garden, it behaves like an invader. Plant it once in open soil, and you may never reclaim that space again. Mint spreads underground with runners that snake outward in every direction. You may think you've confined it to one corner, but by next season, shoots pop up among your vegetables, your flowers, even cracks in the patio. The worst part, mint regenerates from the smallest root fragment. Pull it out, dig it up, rip it apart, and still it comes back. Gardeners who've battled mint infestations all describe the same thing. Entire garden beds lost because mint crowded out everything else. Soon, your carefully planned garden turns into a monoculture, a sea of mint, suffocating diversity, stealing nutrients, dominating the soil. What began as a fresh idea for tea or garnish becomes a permanent takeover. If you want mint, the only safe way is in a pot. Plant it in open soil, and this is why mint will ruin your garden. These 5 plants don't just grow, they dominate. They overwhelm gardens, disrupt balance, and leave you with years of frustration. And many gardeners plant them without realizing the chaos they invite. But this list, it's only the beginning. There are more plants out there, invaders that gardeners around the world deeply regret planting. Don't miss our next video. Another 5 dangerous plants gardeners regret planting. Hit like, subscribe, and protect your garden before it's too late.